All right, brothers and sisters, before I head into another white heaven, or this will be a part of the white heaven, I should say, the apex predator, I wanted to speak on uh, uh, a part of genetic understanding, so that way you could truly get that in the term that any individual feels that they have no natural predator, save for the actual natural environment itself, i.e., a tree falling on you or a landslide of some sort, flooding, things of that nature, wildfires, lightning strikes, you know, powerful winds, anything that actually you cannot control. Won't call it a predator to you, but it could lead to your demise. So I wanted to talk about heterozygosity just for a moment. And we're going to read it as it says right here. Heterozygosity is of major interest to students of genetic variation and natural population. Stop right there. Now, I'm going to push back with some more information right now. I got to pull it up because if I allow for us to go forward into believing that you are the same as everyone else, then all hope is lost. Now on your screen here, you're seeing a thing called the Rise of the Franks, I believe. And we're going to blow it up just a little bit. This is the Mediterranean. Don't ever believe, don't ever think for a moment that this is not what they done. Okay, they took over a place that was not theirs. They're not from the Mediterranean. That being the so-called Caucasian or, the apex predator, right? So now we're going to read it right here. This is the Mediterranean world in 451. So you can see here, let's just blow this up a little bit. This is the Hunnic Empire. So these are the Huns are running everything. This is Armenia. This is the new Persian Empire, at least what would have been there. This is the Arabs. These are the Vandals, Suevi, Visigoth, Alaks, Burgundians, Ostrogoths, Franks, Saxons, Jutes, Picts, and Romanized Celts. Now, what you need to understand is that there was a point where Rome ran all of this entire area. And so what you have to ask yourself is, number one, how did they get so overwhelmed? Where did all these individuals come from magically that no one knew about? You understand? So before we allow them to tell us any old thing, we have to look at that. And this is why heterozygosity, gene diversity of the natural population, we have to push back on that. See, they think because they're on the earth that they're supposed to be here. But in fact, they're not. And their own mental deficiency that tells them that they do not belong anywhere. No matter where they go, they don't feel like they fit in. They always feel like they're a misfit. It's because you don't belong on the earth. That's neither here nor there. Now let's go ahead and read. We have seen that the Roman Empire did not fall to murderous hordes of savage barbarians, even though it did. The invaders who toppled the empire in the West were relatively few in numbers. Were Christians who had long contact with the Romans and had become sophisticated and partially Romanized by that contact. The Visigoths, the Ostrogoths, Burgundians, and Vandals actually tried to restore and preserve much of Roman imperial culture and its institutions. How can you restore something that you're not even a part of? How can you preserve something that you're not actually you didn't help create it? But Justinian's reconquest overthrew some of these kingdoms and weakened others. It was the least advanced and Romanized Germanic tribes that formed the foundation of medieval European society. And the most important of these were the Franks. These are the French right now. These are the Germans right now. These are actually all the cats that you would consider, to a degree, once again, French, German, English, British, Scots. Once again, they're all the same, but they do have, it's like the Bible where you have cats who are all related at their ultimate root of genealogy, but they're actually different. when it comes to who their father is going forward. So now we're going to read something, okay? And I need y'all to just listen to this part and listen to what I'm getting. Okay, we're going to read it right here. It says, they were not sophisticated or highly organized like the Ostrogoths or Visigoths. They were still pagan, worshiping generally the same gods as many of the other Germanic tribes. Thor, god of thunder; Wotan, the sky god; Tu, the warrior god, and so forth. They were grouped in tribes, each ruled by a chieftain selected from a family that claimed to be descended from Wotan. The kings were both rulers and priests, and were also the richest of their tribe. They surrounded themselves with large households composed of slaves and free retainers. Let me go ahead and pull up another article. This is how we do. Bang. Islam and the Turks. Come on. Let's get it. If I don't paint the picture clear, if I don't make it clear, then nobody's going to believe me. The religion of the Turks. The ancient Turks worshiped the elements of nature and believed that they had been created by the sky god. They called this creator Tengri and offered him animal sacrifices, mostly horses, cows, and sheep, as befitted semi-nomadic pastoralists. The Tengri cult was widespread among the Turkic peoples of Inner Asia, and traces of its religious tradition lived on after they had left their old homeland and moved to Central Asian and Pontic steppes, and later to the Middle East. The Turk religious system also accommodated shamanistic practices and the cult of lesser deities, among them a female deity of protection and fertility. Living in mountainous regions, ancient Turks gave due respect to the mountains and regarded them as sacred. Turk ancestor worship regarded that the Khagan himself lead an annual procession of the nobles bearing sacrifices to the ancestral caves, to their ancestral caves where they came from. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hold on. Got something else for you. Bang. This is what we do. See, I knew y'all. I knew y'all was gonna stick around because people like to think that I don't know what I'm talking about. But we're gonna break these eggs all the way open, okay? And we're gonna make an omelet. Now look, what does this say? Let me blow this part up. What does that say? The origins of the Germanic tribes is lost in the sands of time. Stop. Stop. Stop, stop, stop. You're telling me that they could tell you everything else. Listen, I want y'all to understand this. We're going to skip forward. We're just going to keep reading. What little is known is based upon linguistic evidence, things that they can't prove, because if it's been lost in the sands of time, how can you verify anything linguistically? That makes 0% sense. The Germanic languages belong to the Indo-European family of the languages that span Eurasia from Ireland to the west to India on the east. That's talking about the Turks who force converted the people to be in Punjab. We're going to go back to that. Don't worry, we're going to break it down. The origin of Indo-European languages is believed to have been the merger of three people in the region of the Black Sea, Caspian Sea. One of the three excelled in warfare, one in agriculture, one in metalworking. That is all conjecture. Okay? What they just said just then is purely conjecture. They don't know a fucking thing. However, let's just keep reading. The synthesis of these three strengths produced a folk that spread east and west. The western branch split into the ancestors of the Baltic, Celtic, Germanic, and Slavic tribes, as well as a swelter of smaller groups, such as those like the Latins and Greeks. They mean the Romans and the Greeks. Now, I need y'all to understand this. What makes you believe that the Romans and the Greeks were Germanic, and to this day, nobody speaks ancient Greek. Nobody speaks actual true Latin. not groups of people, not real Latin, but they still speak Gaelic right now to this fucking day in Ireland. That gibberish bullshit that they came out of the caves talking. Have the nerve. This bastard has the nerve to start this shit with the origins of the Germanic tribes is lost in the sands of time. Then we'll tell you a group I'm about to pull up right now. Stop right there. Bam. See, they do too much. They do way too fucking much, and they know too little. That's the problem. Greece timeline. Look at this. 8,000 BCE. We're just going to blow it up just a little bit. We're not going to read every little thing. But look. Mesolithic period. Real deal scholars believe that the earth is not older than 10,000, 12,000 years old. It's a agreed upon fact. Okay? Only those who were lost in their minds will tell you that the earth is millions and billions of years old because they don't know anything. Earliest evidence of burials found in a cave. Evidence of fruit producing economy. Simple hut construction. This is 7,000 BC. First Megaron house at Sesklo, 5,700 BC. Let's just skip down to when we actually might. So this is the Aegean or early Bronze Age. Listen, come on. We're going to get down. Destruction of Minoan settlements, blah, 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 blah. Let's just look. Sea peoples who are actually some of the progenitors of not just big white skinned folks, but progenitors of big black skinned folks. Let's talk about it. Whoa. End of the Mycenaeans, First Olympic Games, or just skipping through this stuff because I'm just trying to see. First Mycenaean War, earliest second, blah, 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 blah. Come on, let's get to it. We're going to get there. Persian Wars, of course. Xerxes, of course. Xerxes was a brother. Okay. 450 BC. Still nothing about no white-skinned bastards hopping up out of nowhere. Don't worry. Y'all don't get the point in a minute. Where are we at? Bang, bang, bang. Philip II. Look, Alexander's still the king. Look, 336 BCE. That sounds about right to me. Okay. He was a brother too. Gay boy, but that was still a brother. Still a black dude. Invasion of Greece by the Gauls. Stop. 279 BCE. Do y'all understand that if we just did the quick math, listen, the quick math, 2,400 years is probably, they can only really document how long they've been on top of the soil like that. So the question is where did they get the numbers from? Nobody never heard of you. And the Romans are supposed to be a smaller group of y'all, but yet they're the most famous. You hear what I'm saying? The Romans and the Greeks are the clearly more famous and more, had more power. They had a better everything. These cats tried to preserve those cultures. Listen to what I'm saying, man. Why don't anybody hear what I'm trying to say right now? Now let's just go back to the first point of this stuff. Heterozygosity is of major interest to students of genetic variations in natural populations. There is no such thing as genetic variations in natural populations. It doesn't exist. So that's why I read all that stuff to get back to this. And one of the first parameters that one presents in a data set, it can tell us a great deal about the structure, even the history of a population. Just for example, very low heterozygosities for allozyme loci in cheetahs and black-footed ferrets indicate severe effects of small population size. Population bottlenecks or metapopulation dynamics that severely reduce the levels of genetic variation relative that expected or found in comparable mammals. Stop. What they're trying to say is that because they breed exclusively with one another, you don't find gene variants in these animals. Here we go now. About to get deep. High heterozygosity means lots of genetic variability. Low heterozygosity means little genetic variability. Often we will compare the observed level of heterozygosity to what we expect under Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. If the observed heterozygosity is lower than expected, we seek to attribute the discrepancy forces to such things as inbreeding. If heterozygosity is higher than expected, we suspect an isolate breaking affect the mixing of two previously isolated populations. Stop right there. That's all we needed to read. You can't be a natural thing to the environment and then have genetic variation. They don't want none, y'all. They don't want none, y'all. They don't want none, y'all. Who is fucking with your boy? Huh? Who? Who wants to get in the ring on this? Because I'm ready. Look, this is a snidbit. Okay, I can't even go all the way on the history of the cow of white heaven. This is just giving y'all the brief overlay of their history again, so that way we don't ever forget that they're trying to tell me and you that a person who looked like me, right, who looks like this, somehow gene variants changed everything, and now folks look. Hold on, let me pull up a picture of one of these funny looking chickens. Oh, oh, oh. Where is my window capture? Oh my goodness, it's hating on me. That's okay though. So I'm gonna get that. Bam, bam, bam. Go ahead and pull up this. Google. Let's go. Let's go. Who's got blonde hair, blue eyes in Hollywood? No, we don't want to do nobody like that. Trying to sue us. Trying to pull up on us. Who can we use, y'all? Hmm. Hmm. White person. Images. See, look at this. The first thing they show you is octoroons and quadroons. Word? They even got niggas on this shit, even though I said white person. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, let me chill. Look at these aboriginals. Right? My next all the black in the world is gonna be Tupac. Where we at? Man, let's pull up bitch ass Chet Hanks. Look, his daddy's a complete full blown quadroon octoroon. Try to argue with me, because matter of fact, that's what we're gonna pull up. Tom Hanks. There we go. Young. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that crop, y'all. Look at that uncombed crop. Oh, he got that because he has two straight hair parents, huh? Please. Get the fuck out of here. If niggas only knew what I knew, they wouldn't even bother with this shit. They would just stay out the way of their enemies. Listen, this is a snidbit. This is a tiny piece of what is to come. I promise you guys. I'm going to be bringing that same information and tying it all together. This is part 1 of 5 or something like that. Doesn't need to be too long, but it needs to be long enough to show y'all that the history is there, and things that they say don't even match up, don't even marry up. As my big brother Ben Judah would say. I'm saying, you know, it doesn't marry up, bruv. Okay, that's what he would say. It doesn't marry up, bruv. I'm with him. Something's not marrying up here. Something not meshing together. And we're gonna dig and dig and dig until we get to the bottom of it. Salute.